Hey! This is true life story. Oh. It turned out that my graduate coordinator then mistakenly put another lady's name, one Nigerian lady that was also in my class. They put her name. My money went to her. My scholarship was wrongly paid to another person, another Nigerian girl. Yeah, so my study in Canada journey started 2017. Well, it didn't start 2017, but I traveled to Canada 2017. So it actually started in 2015 after I graduated from med school. After spending several years in med school. Not because of receipt or anything, but just because of the usual strikes and all that, right? So after that, I was, thinking of places to go and all that. Well, I'm cutting the story short just to keep us focused on the agenda for today. So anyways, I was actually looking for all the different countries that I could travel to, I could relocate to study. Of course, at that point, before then, I've come to understand that study abroad is the fastest way. No, I didn't know that it was the fastest at that point. I just knew that study abroad was a route, was a way for somebody for somebody to relocate. Do you get? But I didn't know. I didn't know the advantages. I just saw it like that was my only option, because there were other options, right? Other options like see, I'm just going to say it as it is. Other options like marry somebody, who stays abroad. So there were options like that. Then I also got in contact with other people that will tell you, Obutu somewhere is telling me hello. So I got in contact with other people that will say other things like, there are people that will even suggest illegal immigration to you, right? They just like enter this place, pass this desert, come out from this place, and your life will be turned upside down. Then some other people suggested that you look for somebody abroad, you marry them, and that's how to relocate. What other option did I come across? There were also people that were talking about you apply for a conference, you go for the conference, and then you refuse to come back. Do you get? Like, there's all sorts of ways that came up. So I started looking at each of those ways together. Like, okay, go to conference. Hello, Bella Ubochi. Thank you so much for joining. So go to conference and not come back. No, and that didn't sound like me, because I'm a reputable person. I'm a dentist in Nigeria. I can't just run to somewhere and just misplace. That's going to be the end of my dream. And also, for anybody who is thinking about that, just understand that if you ever go to any country without papers, right, you've just destroyed your dream. That is why you see that some people will travel abroad and 10 years down the line, they have nothing to show for it, because they went there through an illegitimate process that destroyed their dream. You are in a country, you cannot participate in things other people are participating in. You can't grow. You can't have a business because because you are not there with the right papers, and it's not the best. So I didn't want to do that. So I also looked at the option of marrying someone. Well, that was a considerable option. But if you're a guy, I would think it will be an easier thing. I don't know if it's easier, but let me just guess. If you're a guy, I would think that is an easier thing, because guys naturally in my culture, guys ask ladies out, right? So that means if you're a guy, you can easily ask a lady abroad out. But if you're a lady, what are you going to do? How are you going to ask a guy out? So I was shortchanged. But apart from that, I was also somebody, believe it or not, even though it sounds like old school, believe it or not, I'm somebody that believe in love, like By the way, I'm not saying that if you believe in marrying people for money, that is a bad thing or that you shouldn't do it. That's not my point. My point is that I'm one of those persons that just believe in, find somebody you like, somebody you love, and marry them. Right? So I was never really going to be thinking of, oh, let me go and marry somebody just because they are abroad. Do you understand my point? So, by the way, at that point, even my then boyfriend has already relocated. So, if I wanted to marry people just because they were abroad, I would have as well just gone ahead and just, allow everything lie and get married, right? So, I'm not that's not my value. So that was also out of the window for me. Then they talked about some people talked about the one where you just relocate, you enter bush, you cross desert. I just knew that, well, that kind of a thing, I may end up not coming back alive, Anyway, so most importantly, I was thinking of a place I will go to, and my skills will be valued, right? My skills will be valued, and I'll be able to contribute to the place, help the place to grow. The place will help me to grow. I wanted a journey that is mutually beneficial to me and to the place I'm going to. Above all, I also wanted a place where I could walk, live freely, be able to progress, and I really believed in myself that I had something to offer. That's something. And for people that come to Vantage Scholarship School, I try to explain to them that even though it's so easy to say, what do I have to offer to UK? What do I have to offer to Canada? What do I have to offer to US? You have a lot to offer to any of these countries, or even to Germany, to whatever country you are going to Japan. What do you have to offer to Japan? A lot. Japan need your skill. If they don't need your skill, they won't allow you come. For them to be asking you to come is because they need your skill. All right? So keep that in mind. So it was in this process that I started looking for ways. Anyways, before then, one of the trips I traveled, I saw somebody that relocated through study abroad route. So I wanted to explore it. But then came the daunting task of, how am I going to get the school? How am I going to apply? How will I get admission? Hey, God, oh. Then I now saw admission fees, like school fees, $20,000, $40,000. It's not now that right now, Advantage Migration, we introduce people to software that they can use to get cheap tuition. But by that time, I didn't know. So all you just see is you just see a school, like the school that the agent got for me, because I paid an agent, right? I'm jumping the story. The school the agent got for me was $25,000 a year, and it was for 2 years. Meaning, I will have to pay $50,000 a year in 2 years for that program, for a master's program. And I was going to pay out of pocket. You understand? So, when I saw the school fees, I just knew that scholarship was the way. Scholarship was the way. I started looking for scholarship, but it was a daunting task because where will I start? What will I type online? What will I go to? How will I do it? Who will hold me by the hand? Who will show me? It was tough. Plus, I had very busy schedule. I'm a dentist, but at that point, I was like the most junior. Most junior girl is like, they call it, you're doing house job. But house job just means that you are the house boy or house girl. You understand? Meaning, all the messages, they'll just dump it on your head and you have to do it. You have to do it. So it was really tough. No time. It was under this pressure that I decided that since I'm not going to have the time, I'm going to pay an agent. So I started looking for agents, right? I visited several. I was in Lagos then. I visited several agents, like about 3 to 4, and then I finally settled on one. And in my head, I was like, I'm just going to continue my work and everything. I've paid the agent. Hello, agent. Please, anytime you need any document, just let me know. I'll bring it for you, And they'll ask for those mushroom documents, like give me your work results, give me your CV. If you see the CV then, oh God, you use it to clean nose. My CV. So, well, it wasn't that bad, but it's not as standard. right, that's the way I will arrange it now, or the way we teach students how to arrange it, you get. So I sent all those things. That was how they got admission, and of course I paid them a whooping sum of money for them to help. But when the admission came, a big shocker to me, right? The admission came, as I said, $25,000, and I have to pay for 2 years, $50,000. I practically asked the agent, if whatever I'm doing right now gives me up to $50,000, there's no reason for me to relocate or to be thinking of where to go and study abroad. Do you get what I mean? Like, if that means I probably would have been doing some very lucrative business. $50,000, I have it. At that point, $50,000, I have it. That means it will have been a lucrative business. I probably shouldn't be thinking of relocating. By the way, I know you will agree with me with that sentence. However, that sentence is not correct. That thing was actually what I told the agent, but it's not correct, because knowing what I know now, knowing the advantages that come with study abroad, knowing the advantages that come with relocating to a new country that works, a system that works, knowing what I know now, if I have a business that gives me $50,000 in savings, and I mean, let's say for example, and I'm in Nigeria, or I'm in Ghana, or I'm in Rwanda, I will still relocate. Then I wouldn't have, but now I will still relocate, because if only I knew that even a cleaner can make that in 2 years, or abroad, a cleaner can comfortably make that $50,000 in 2 years. So why shouldn't I? Do you see the point? Anyway, but I told that agent that if I had $50,000 kept somewhere, I shouldn't be thinking of relocating. Anyway, this was how I ended up not taking the admission. By the way, they asked me to submit IELTS. And as of then, I did not know the other things I could submit in place of IELTS. Right now, we give our students about 3 different options, plus even other ways to go about this IELTS requirement, plus even how to find schools that give waiver and all those things, right? But remember, at that point, Vantage Migration did not exist. You see? So anyway, I had to, so agent got admission, but I can't take it. Where did I keep the $50,000? I had to start all over again. That was when I started going more in depth, and I had to tell myself that, man, girl, this thing, I have to bring out time to do it, because even going through the agent's route is not going to help me, because they will help you get admission, but you can't relook. You can't take the admission because of the fees. What's the advantage of getting, like, what does it profit me at that point to get admission without still taking it, or without relocating, Anyways, so I had to start, but it was difficult because my time was also very tight. And eventually I was able to, I started doing school search. Many other things happened on the way. It took several months, more than a year, and I was actually able to get admission. I remember, first of all, before I got the main admission, I applied to 2 schools there. One of them denied me admission. And the reason they denied me the admission was that I couldn't really get, in that particular school, I couldn't really get a supervisor, and they needed me to have a supervisor for that program. So the school denied me admission. You know why that is important? For people to understand that there are minimum of 10 different reasons why your admission can be denied, why your visa can be denied. Some people, most times they will get one thing correct, and they will think that because they got this thing correct, that is everything. No, study abroad has multiple facets, right? Has different things. Like, as I was saying, that particular admission that was denied, I have a first class result, right? I have a first class result, so getting admission shouldn't be a problem. But because that program needed a supervisor and I didn't get a supervisor, my admission was denied, right? Somebody is going to say, if you have first class result, why should your admission be denied? So CGPA is tip of an iceberg compared to what is needed when it comes to admission, right? So saying this for all the people that have 2-1 and first class, don't assume that because you have a high CGPA, bam, you just get admission. Don't make that assumption. If not, you'll be terribly disappointed. Okay, so I was able to get admission though in the other school, and guess what? Bum bum bum. Let me ring my bell for you. Guess what? The admission came with full scholarship. The admission came with full scholarship. Can you imagine that? Full scholarship. And see how, you know, the beauty of full scholarship is that you use the documents from the school as proof of funds. Yes, eventually I looked for other things to prove beyond doubt that there is enough money for me to travel, but the document I got from the school was enough to cater, like, to show that I have money for my school fees and for my living expenses. So I used the document from the school as proof of funds. So that was how I was able to go ahead, apply for my visa. My heart was beating. Guess what? Let me tell you something funny. Do you know, all the time I was doing school application, my mind was like, if only I can get this admission. If only I can get this admission. If only I can get this admission. Guess what? The day that one moment. Trying to do something. One moment. Sorry, my story is interrupted. Okay. So the day that my admission came out, you would think that I would be so happy, right? Yes, I was. But that happiness just lasted for like less than a day. Do you know why? The moment the admission came out, by the way, today we are talking about studying in Canada, right? And I'm telling you my story. So the moment the admission came, I was so happy, so joyous. You know, I called my spouse. I was like, hey, admission. I was so happy. Like, we're like, whoa, 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 we did it. 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 Suddenly, I'm telling you, like, less than a couple of hours later, what came to my mind is what if you don't get visa? I'm telling you. So I was so worried. I should be rejoicing about my scholarship. But what if you get visa? So I was so worried. Then, of course, we submitted all the papers. So we had to wait. And Canada visa, you have to wait. And at the end of the day, the visa came out and it was also approved. All right, the visa came out and it was also approved. I was so happy. It was because at that point it was like, oh my God, thank God. But guess what? The joy still lasted like a day. I don't know why that happens. Like, you'll be looking for something. When you get it, suddenly the joy disappears in less than a day. Can you believe it? So when my visa came out, I was happy, but then less than a day, my joy disappeared. Do you know why? Can you guess why? Okay, let me ask you to guess. Can you guess why when I got my admission, got my visa, my joy still disappeared? Can you guess why? Tell me. Onyechi, Steven, tell me. Favor, tell me. Esther, tell me. Oluwaleye, tell me. Christy, Russell, tell me. Why do you think my joy disappeared after my visa came out? This is real story, oh. Nancy, tell me. Visa tickets is, you mean plane tickets? Good. Dami Lola, plane ticket you mean to say, right? Because visa is already out. Money for tickets, Sandra, I got it. No, my feeding money in Canada was already included in my scholarship, so I didn't have to worry about that. Finance. My flying tickets. It was so, like, It was overwhelming because of money. Exactly, because my flight was expensive, so I didn't have money put somewhere exactly for flight, because I've exhausted my savings, my small savings, doing the applications. And it so happened that the visa, sorry, the scholarship money, I can only access it when I come to Canada. My scholarship was covering my school fees and it was covering my living expenses, right? Well, ticket money was like the headache. So I had to start calling friends, calling family members, calling spouse, calling everybody that I knew to ask them for money. And then I added my salary as well that I got that month and the following month, because I started early, so it was easier for me to like combine 2 months salary and all that and all that. And the other day I was talking about how the ticket was 500 and something, and this was 2017. And my spouse came back one day where he found a very cheap flight that was like 350,000 naira, and he you know, so that automatically dropped about 200,000 naira from the budget. I was so happy, and we were able to gather the rest, and we now bought that ticket. It was so tough. That it was until then that my mind that came down, and I was really happy. But fast forward, I arrived Canada. Who did I meet? Somebody came to pick me from the airport, and I met the person online on Facebook. So I arranged with her. Her name is Esohe. If you know my story, you will have heard me say that. And she came to the airport. You know, when you come to the airport, you don't know anywhere. I just knew, you know, with your bag and everything. And she was she waved, and I'm like, yeah, because I've not even seen her before real life, right? Like, so like, hey, Soya. And you know when you meet somebody for the first time, it's like, you people chat, but you people don't chat, you know, that kind of thing. So, and then we took a bus, a cab, and went to her place. I stayed in her place for 3 days before I proceeded to school. So the night after I arrived Canada, the night that I arrived Canada, I actually had jollof rice and I think fried chicken or fried fish, pepper sauce chicken or pepper sauce fish. I was like, this is such a good thing. I never knew that my first day in Canada I would eat jollof rice. But it made me like, it helped me, right, to feel like welcome and all that. So it was a very, very nice experience. But now let me tell you something. I had that period was so horrible for me, right? Do you know, one of my bags got missing. One of my bags got missing at the airport. I took Turkey Airline. I'm going to bust their bubbles today. I took Turkey Airline, and one of my bag got missing. One of my bag got missing. And inside that bag, this story plenty. Oh, are you sure you want to hear? Inside that bag, please, if you're enjoying this story, send some love, send some love, send some love. Let me know that I'm not just talking to myself. Send some love if you're enjoying this story. Send some love. See, that bag that got missing, that bag that got missing, I wish it was my normal bag, right? No. So it happens that one of the ladies that gave me money when I was looking for money, because I think they asked me to pay accommodation deposits, right? So I paid for it. I had to look for source money to pay for it. So this lady gave me money, which I am up to today very, very grateful for. So, but the point is that she asked me to bring a wig for her. She asked me to bring wig for her. You know, I was coming from Nigeria. So her parents brought the wig and the crayfish and like some local ingredients, right? So she asked me to bring those things for her. Naturally, if it was any other person, I probably wouldn't say yes, because I really don't like traveling with load like that. You get? I really don't like traveling with load like that. But because she already helped me with money, I could not say no. Like, it would be somehow, right? Somebody just helped you. Now they say help me bring something, you say no. So I had to carry the bag, even though I don't really like load. So I put the wig and the crayfish and everything and my shoe my shoes, like shoes that I bought, you know the way you buy canvas and all those things. I put them in a bag. So that was the bag that got missing. That's what I'm saying. If it was my own bag, I would not mind. I will cry my cry. That's it. But the bag that got missing was the bag that somebody's 2 wig. And you know how wig can be expensive. 2 wig, crayfish and everything was inside the bag, and the bag got missing. How did you cry like this? In fact, I cried. I'm like, what kind of life is this? What kind of life? Why is it so stressful? You know? So, wow. So, and think of me having to pick up my phone to tell this lady that the wig, she has been, you know, coordinating. Hey, mother will send it. I'll go and pick it up. I'll put it in my bag. She told me bye that. The moment I reached Canada, I could not find that wig. How am I going to explain that to her? But I had to. I called her. I told her I'm sorry, that bag, my bag got missing. Her things were inside. Of course, she did not kill me. She was like, hey, yeah. But I know she will really be pained. Because if I'm the one, I'll be pained, right? I'll be pained. Like, it will pain you. She's not saying it's my fault or anything, but it will pain her, right? So, luckily, eventually, the bag was found. But they found the bag maybe like 2 weeks later. So, because all my shoes were inside that bag, the only shoe I now had was the shoe that I wore in the plane. And that was the shoe I was wearing for 2 weeks before the bag. They found the bag and they shipped the bag to me. Right? They found the bag and they shipped it to me. So I was really happy. And then I was able to take her things immediately. I don't even want the bag to get missing again. You know, I took it and I shipped them to her and she was really happy. But the point is, within that waiting period, I had just one shoe. And when you, like, so it was like a very stressful time for me. Now, let me tell you the other side of the story. As I said, that my first 1 month in Canada was like, it was like hell. I'm telling you. Now, some people go through things. They don't know that people have gone through those things before. Don't worry. Keep listening. Let me tell you. Okay. So, when I arrived, I was told that my scholarship, my school get to pay me every month. My school paid me, like, for example, throughout my master's, my school paid me every month till I graduated. That's the kind of scholarship I had, okay? My school paid me every month till I graduated. So I was told that my school is going to pay me every month. And I was like, okay. Guess what? At the end of the month, I did not get my scholarship money. And you know now, like a newcomer, you don't want to go and be asking people, where's my money? Where's my money? You just feel like they're going to be like, what, you know, why are you so money? Or that's how I was feeling in my head. At the end of the month, I don't get my money. So I now say, let me wait 1 more week. Let me wait 1 more week, right? So, and I waited again, After like 1 week, I did not see the money in my account. I went to go and talk to the graduate coordinator. Graduate coordinator, he practically, like, and maybe, you know, me too, I was fidgeting, asking it small. And he was like, he has already processed it. I'm supposed to get the money. I'll get it if I've not gotten it already. I said, okay, I'm waiting for another 1 week. 6 weeks without money. I'm telling you. Because I landed with hope that I'll just get my scholarship. I did not know they had to say at the end of the month. And now, even at the end of the month, I did not get the money. Hey, God. It was tough. It was tough, oh. Ha! It was tough. I begged my enemies for money, you know? So, but it was an error, but it was tough. So, when he was not answering me, I had to go back. I was asking my supervisor. I started tracing the money. So, he has to send it to somebody. Somebody send it to another department, another part of the school, send it to this, another one will send it. So I started following the money, follow the money. So I started following the money until I go to the final part. They now said, no, there's no money here for you. Hey, this is true life story. It turned out that my graduate coordinator then mistakenly put another lady's name, one Nigerian lady that was also in my class. They put her name. They put her name so that my money went to her. This is not a joke. Some people think I'm joking here. I'm not joking. My scholarship was wrongly paid to another person, another Nigerian girl. Hey! When I heard that one, my brain just pieces like this. Bah. My brain just scattered. I was furious. I was like, hey, girl. And I've been living in misery. You know? Because my money was trapped. Anyways, they were like, oh my God, give us to the end of this week. We're going to sort it out. They did not wait till the end of the week. Oh, the next day, they already sorted it out. They paid me my money. So look at me that arrived with hope that September beginning, I'll get my money. My school told me that I only get the money at the end of every month, which is okay. But at the end of that month, I did not get the money until somewhere 3rd week of October. 3rd week of October. That was when I got my first scholarship money. I won't cry. It was tough. It was really, really tough. And do you know the worst part? Who can guess what the worst part was? Worst experience. When I arrived in Canada, so I was using this phone called Techno. Many of you know Techno, right? I was using this Techno brand of phone. When I arrived in Canada, I put my SIM inside the phone. The phone is not working. It's not recognizing the SIM. I'm also saying, if for the sake of those that are traveling, you want to buy maybe Samsung. If you want to buy phone, you want to buy Samsung, you want to buy Apple, Samsung or Apple, Samsung at least, or Apple, that would be a safe thing to buy. So I bought, and that phone, I bought it new before I traveled, because I've remembered another talk. But let me just mention it before I continue with the phone story. 1 month before I traveled, myself and my spouse were in our house in Lagos. At night, we don't know how our door got open, whether we mistakenly left it open or it was not locked and the person opened it and entered. Thief entered inside our house. They took my phone, my laptop, my husband's phone, and his laptop. So I had to, despite the fact that I did not have money, I could not replace my laptop, but I bought my phone. I bought a phone. And this was like August before I traveled, right? So when I came, my phone, the SIM card, Canada SIM card was not recognized, like Techno phone was not recognizing it. So please, I'm saying, if you are traveling, preferably buy like a Samsung. And remember, my phone is not recognizing the SIM, Canada SIM. And my scholarship has not been paid by then, right? And abroad, it's very difficult to survive graduate school without laptop. I did not even come with one because my laptop was stolen 1 week before I traveled. Like, sorry, the month before I traveled also. Wahala. And they've not paid my scholarship money. Wahala. So, how did I actually solve the problem? I went to my school and it turns out that my school, University of Waterloo, and other schools may have this. They have this thing called emergency funds, up to $1,000. Emergency fund is for, like, you borrow it. So if you're a student and you arrive school, or even while you are studying, you become cash trapped, you can actually go and borrow money from the school. So I went to the school and I got $1,000 loan, emergency fund. So it was that $1,000 loan from my school that I used part of it to buy a phone that recognized Canada SIM. So imagine, I bought a phone a month before, and I was buying another phone. And I also used it to buy a laptop. I bought a HP laptop. That laptop, I couldn't even go for very new laptop. I just had to buy a refurbished laptop, HP refurbished laptop. It was about $300 and something. I bought a phone. The phone was like $200 and something or $300 and something, you know. So that was how I used the emergency funds to actually buy phone, buy laptop, and kept the rest of it. This is half of the story. Do you know the full story? Do you want to hear the full story? God, and see, this time it was so tough. I really wish that, you know, there were people at that point that I could call who could tell me, oh, this how to do it, this how to do it. Why not check for this? Why not ask this person? Why not check from your school? I didn't really have that. What we provide for people now you want to travel abroad, you have us, you have Dr. Linda at your beck and call. I'm talking about people who go through Vantage Migration. Any trouble, you write somebody, the person reply you, you know. Any challenge, they just write you, Dr. Linda, what about it? I'll just say this. They will like, oh, cool, I'm gonna do it. Oh, my dear, you are lucky, eh? I'm telling you, that thing, money cannot buy it. The full story is that how did I even know that my school had emergency fund? Have you wondered? Okay, so when I wanted money, I did not think of going to my school to ask for emergency fund. I did not think of going to ask my supervisor, because guess what? After I bought the laptop, like a week or so after, I was having meeting with my supervisor, and I told him that, oh, I had to take emergency fund to buy a laptop, and he was like, you should have told me. I would have given you a laptop. I was like, oh my God, if only I knew. So, another lesson. If you are going to study and you have a supervisor, when you have problems, speak to them. They are like your parents in school. Because I did not know. Where I'm coming from, Nigeria, lecturers and students, there's not so much business. You can't have problem. I can't be meeting your lecturer. And my supervisor was a man, right? So I will feel like if I'm going to ask him to give me laptop, it will be like I'm making advances on him. That was my brain. That's like how my brain will process it because of my culture. But that's not how it works abroad. Your supervisor wants to talk to you. If you have any problem, reach out to you, whether they are male or female, like whether they are female and you are a man, or you're a man and they are female, or it's the same sex, it doesn't matter. Just let your supervisor know. You'll be shocked. There have been people that have even gotten more. Even after then, my supervisor bought me winter clothing. He came with his wife. He came to drop them. I had like two boxes of clothes filled. They brought it. You understand? They brought it for me. So my supervisor actually gave me a lot of clothes. So because I felt like my supervisor is a man, I didn't want to go and start telling it. You look like this girl that came and he just complaining, asking me to buy her laptop. You see the way I was reasoning it? But that's not how it is here. That's not how it is here. You can actually talk to your supervisor and they'll be able to help you. Just for people who are coming, or your graduate coordinator, they will have resources. They can refer you to somebody. They can tell you the resources that a school has. But I did not know, right? I did not know. Guess what I did? When I came and I needed to buy phone, my phone was not working. That means I can't even call people. People can't call me. It was a headache. And I was also a teaching assistant for my school. So I had to grade student papers. And I need a laptop for that. My laptop was stolen before I traveled. So what did I do? So the house where I was living is like a very big house, 2 rooms, but 2 rooms, has its own kitchen, has basement, has everything, right? So 2 students in the house. So that means I had a housemate. Not in a room or in a house. It's a 2 bedroom, 3 floor house, so that you understand. So I went to go beg my school housemate for money because I was feeling trapped. I was like, no, if it's Nigeria, for example, where I'm coming from, in my culture, you can easily beg your classmates or housemates for money and it will not be seen as weird. Abroad, don't do that. Don't do that, though. So this is how I now went to my housemates and I was like, hey, I just explained to them the trouble I was having with getting my scholarship and everything. And I was like, please, can you give me money? Hey! The person was like, no. Somebody that I've been laughing with since, so just said, no. sorry, I can't do that. That was when she now told me I should go and check in the school. The school has emergency loan. So the information was good. But after that, it just spoiled the relationship I had with the lady. Spoiled it. Spoiled it because I felt that she was thinking like, who be this one we just called the beg person for money? It's like, it's a culture shock. Do you understand? It's a culture shock because it's not natural for you to come and beg somebody for money in Canada. You know the way normal people will message you, let's say in Nigeria, they say urgent 2K, urgent 5K. You can't do that here. Like, you just be begging someone, you just email somebody, beg them for money. It's like a taboo, right? You can't, that's not the culture. That's not the culture. So it was like, I didn't understand, I didn't know the culture. So I was doing something that was culturally shocking, you know? And me, myself, I don't even feel like I was doing anything wrong, you know? I went to go and ask, let me be sarcastic, I went to go and ask Oyibo for money. Remember, if it's your supervisor, talk to your supervisor. Your graduate coordinator, your supervisor, these are the people to talk to. But you want to go and ask your housemates for money or your classmates for money, you are finished. And I was at that point. My Canada story. I was finished. So from that day on till, because me and the lady, we lived in the same house for like 4 months, 1 semester. From that day on till the end, that relationship did not survive. In fact, we didn't really build any relationship because I asked her for this money like 2 days or so after I arrived. You know, after that, hey. That was the end of the relationship. Like, not like, you know, like that moment when like there's awkwardness between two people. Not that we are quarreling or we won't say good morning, but so it was more like hi. For the next 4 months, it was hi. when you see the person in a day, hi. That was all we were talking about. That's all we did. So because I did not understand the culture, I went to go and commit a cultural taboo. So anyways, so that first 2 months, first 6 weeks in Canada was hell on earth. My scholarship was paid to a wrong person. My phone was not taking my SIM. I had to go for emergency loan. My bag got missing at the airport. Only me. Only me one. Now misplaced person wig and crayfish. God help my soul. God help my soul. Anyways, so but once my scholarship got paid, it, you know, things regularized and everything, and life continued normal. That's the hard days. Don't worry, one day I'm also going to gist you the sweet days, because when you first arrive in a country, you may have trouble time. Things may not go as planned, right? At least now, if yours ever happens, you can tell yourself that Dr. Linda went through worse, you know? But one thing you have to know is that quickly things regularize. Somebody have said something, said that one major difference between relocating to high-income countries versus staying in low-income countries is that in high-income countries, your hustle, they pay. When you are in a low-income country like Nigeria or Ghana or something, right? You will think that even if you are making money, you will think you are making money. But I'm telling you, the money you are making, a cleaner will make it. I'm telling you, the money you are making, a cleaner, where the mop floor go make her. So if you now come as a renowned person and other, you will make way more, even when you think you are making money right now. I'm telling you, I've had people telling me they pay them millions a month, and I'm like, girl, guy, if you put that same effort you are putting where you are now, if you put it in Canada, you will gain much more, you know, or in any other high income country as well. So don't be discouraged. You know, I told you that I was telling the agent that got me admission that if I had $50,000, I won't relocate. But I'm saying that was the sentence I made then. Knowing what I know now, If I have that money, I'll still relocate. I'll still relocate. You know? So, anyway, things started going fine after that. Somebody asked me, how did you sort out your apartment issue? So the apartment issue were divided into two. The school needed me to make a down payment, like a deposit, $500 deposit. I did, and I'll tell you how I did it. And the other one, the way they do it is that when my school pays my scholarship, before they even, like, let's say my school is supposed to pay me, let's say my school is supposed to pay me $2,000, and my accommodation is $750 or $775. Then what they do is that out of that $2,000 they want to pay me, they will remove the $750 for accommodation, and they will send me the rest, because the accommodation where I was staying was a school accommodation, and I was getting scholarship money which covered my living expenses from the school as well. So they will subtract it and then they will pay me. That's how they were doing it. However, so I didn't have any problem because I was waiting for my scholarship money. They knew where to collect the accommodation money from. Right? But the $500 that I needed to deposit, you remember when I told you that the lady that asked me to bring wig and crayfish for her, which I am 100% very grateful for today. The lady, I told you that she helped me with money. She was actually, I think, either she was the person that paid it, or I think she's the person that, so, like 3 people that I met online. That lady, though, I met her sister went to my school. So I've seen her once when I was in Nigeria once. So she gave me about $200 or $250. Then somebody else that I met online too gave me $200. The lady that came to pick me from the airport added $50. That was how I raised the $500. It was all borrowed, right? And I told them that since I had my scholarship and I was coming to Canada, when I come and I get money from my scholarship, I was going to pay them back. That was how I got the $500 that I used to pay deposit. You see that sometimes when people are telling me they don't have money, and I keep telling them that you don't have money does not mean your dream should quench. That you don't have money does not mean your dream should quench. What are you doing right now? What are you doing about you not having money? What are you doing about it? Who are you connecting with online? Some people, when I finish talking, they will come and email me. But that's because you are taking it from the surface instead of understanding what I'm saying. When I was going, did I email you? No. So that means even if you email me today and I tell you no, which is what I'm going to tell you, because don't worry, after this message, I'm probably going to get 20 emails like that, and I'm going to tell you no. But so upfront. But one thing you have to understand is that there are people around you that you have connected with, because most time the person that is asking that, I don't know them. They've never messaged me before. They just messaged me and asked for money. That is not how I got those people to donate money for me to complete my 500. That was not how I got them. I connected with them online. I got to know about them. We chatted. They knew I was coming to Canada. We were exchanging messages from here to there. So when the school asked me to pay 500 and I didn't, the one I had in Naira, I was still using it to gather for ticket and all that. I reached out to them, right? So you want to reach out to people you have connections with. If not, you'll be committing taboo. Urgent 2K, urgent 3K. It's not going to help. Do you get? So some people, they'll tell you they don't have money. And I say, if you don't have money, do you have brain? Yes, you can succeed. You don't have money, do you have brain? Yes, you can succeed. You can succeed. Think outside the box. Some people, they will shut down. When there is stress, they will shut down. Anytime you remember that some people have gone through worse. A good example, Dr. Linda have gone through a lot too. So don't shut down. Ask yourself, what do I do now? I wish I knew that I can talk to my supervisor then. He would have been the best person to talk to. Right? I wish, but I didn't know. So I was just looking for other ways to solve that challenge. And I did. So today is the story of victory of how I came to Canada to study and all that. I hope you enjoyed that story.